there, this is video 712, and these are just the instructions for graphing a parabola. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through them, highlight a few things, but don't get really uptight if it's like, what is she talking about? It makes so much more sense as soon as we start doing some actual questions. What I would suggest though is when we do videos, it'll be about 7:13, the next one, you have this list sitting beside you. All right, so first thing you need to do is decide which way it opens, and that depends completely on the value of A. If A is positive, then it's a smiley face. If A is negative, it's a frowny face. Now, I know that's not very mathy, but it's the easiest way. This is concave up with a minimum. This is concavity opens down with a maximum, but smiley face, frowny face, because positive are usually smiley. I won't do the rest. All right, plot the vertex, and I'm going to pause. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go give my dog a treat so that she'd go in the grate and be sort of quiet. Okay, so we do a sketch, we plot the vertex, right? So depending on which equation you've got, it's either you just pick P and Q, or you have to do the formula and then do calculations if it's in a standard form. Your axis of symmetry, it's always going to be a vertical line and always goes through the vertex. So this is nothing new. The cool part is when we get around to plotting the actual shape of the parabola. And we don't have to do the normal table thing, because I'm not even going to demonstrate it, but it takes a long time. A girl I was tutoring once taught me this, and it's called the staircase method. And these are the magical staircase numbers, and you need to remember 1 through 5. You've already got them memorized, right? Okay, so you take these numbers and you multiply them by the value of A, and it tells you how far you're going to get these cool little staircases that you were going to draw, and you put some dots, and then that gives you your parabola. Okay, so I'm just kind of going to skip over this because until you see me doing it, it's kind of crazy. And then our last couple of steps is use the axis of symmetry to check that your points are symmetrical, right? You want it, that's one of the things about a parabola, they're always symmetrical. And then you sketch in a parabola, and parabola do not look like that. They don't look like that. You do your best. You draw a nice curve. Oopsies, arrows on the corners. Oh, and it doesn't ever kind of look like that, right? The x is always increasing, so they're always pointing outwards a little bit. Anyway, that is going to be, you know what? I think we're going to put 2 videos together here. It's going to be 7:12 and 7:13 because this isn't much of a video yet. So let me switch my page. All right, so here we go. We are going to do our graphing equations. So you've got your page on one side. I've got mine sitting here, and I'm going to do them in order, and we'll show you how easy this actually is. All right, so we have got, this is in the vertex graphing point. Oh, number 1, decide which way it opens. Well, that depends on A, and A is right there, and A is positive, so I know I'm going to have a smiley face. It's going to open up. Second thing says find and plot the vertex. All right, so my vertex, okay, so here's, one thing I usually do. I usually put this on top, but I drew my smiley face there. Oops, mine is Q, sorry about that. All right, so I can compare, so a lot of times it makes sense for me to put my general standard one, and then I can see. So obviously there's my A, and there's my P, and I remember I have to swap the value on my P, so I need the opposite of -1, so it's going to be +1. and minus 3. Okay, because the cube comes down just the way it is. So step 2, plot the vertex. So 1 over and 3 down. So I already know my parabola is going to be shaped something like that. All right. Step 3 says, draw in the axis of symmetry. Okay. So the axis of symmetry is always a vertical line. And it's always going to go through our vertex. It can draw it longer. It doesn't really matter. All right, now comes the fun staircase step. So this is what I do. I go 1A, 3A, 5A. So this 1 through 5, actually 1A, 3A, 5A is the same every single time. Now for this specific question, A was 2 times 2, 2 times 2. That's going to be 2 and 6 and 10. So like I said, this part, same every single question. And then you put in your specific value of A from here, and you calculate those out. So starting on the vertex, I'm reading the directions here. It says count 1 space to the left, so I go 1 over. I don't usually mark this, but I will on this first couple here to help you. So it's 1 over, and then I go to my staircase number, and because A is positive, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go 2 spaces up. So from here, I go 1, 2, and that's where I put my dot. Okay. Then I do the same thing going the other direction. So I go 1 over, and my staircase number says I'm going to go 2 up. So from that point, I go 1, 2. I put it out there. And then, so I'm sitting here. I'm going to go 1 over. It's always, always, always 1 over. And now I'm going to go 6 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I always do the same thing on the other side. So it's 1 over. Oops, 6 there. 1 over. And then from that point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I go 1 over, I'm not going to get to 10 up, so I'm not even going to worry about it. At least 2 points always up. Okay. And now I want to use my axis of symmetry to make sure that these points, so here's my axis. So from there to there, these two are basically on the same horizontal line, and they're the same distance from my center, my axis of symmetry, and same with these guys. Now, some of you might say, well, why don't I just draw one side and then mirror it over there? You could, but if you make a mistake on this side and you decide to just mirror it on this side, you're going to make a mistake. So I find it better if it doesn't take that much. Once you get used to it, 1 over 2 up, 1 over 6 up. Do it once, and then you do the other side, and then you just double check that your points are all matched up. And then you get to draw your curve. I think I'm going to use my pencil for this. So, and your curve goes through the dots. So here's my vertex. I'm going to go there. And then I need to go up to that one. And then you just kind of keep going. Whoops. And throw some curves at the top. And then you go the other way. And keep going. And go in there with them. And there we go. That is the end of how you do it. It's mostly symmetrical. It's not exactly perfect, but it's not bad. All right, let's do one more. And make sure you got these steps. All right, so number 1, which way does it open? To the negative I'm going to write y is equal to ax minus p squared plus q. Otherwise, I messed that one up. That should be a plus up there. And one other thing we can do is a is equal to minus 3, p is equal to minus 4, and q is equal to 1. You can read those values off before you can sort. So a is negative, x is negative, that's found this. Hold on. Okay, we're back. So let's look at this one. So we decided which way it's going to open. So it's going to open down. And step number 2 says plot the vertex. Well, the vertex is minus 4. Sorry, that's it, right? So basically, we're just plotting P and Q. So minus 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 up. There we go. So again, we know it's going to go this way somehow or other. Now we need our magic staircase numbers. So 1A, 2A, 5A. 1 times minus 3, 3 times minus 3, 5 times minus 3. Make sure you take the negative with you. It's going to be minus 3, minus 9, minus 15. So those are our magic numbers. So from our vertex, we're going to go 1 space over, and 1, 2, 3 spaces down. That's what that minus is about. It reminds you you're supposed to go down. And then we do the same thing. We go 1 space over, always 1 over, and then 1, 2, 3 down. I forgot to show my axis of symmetry. Sorry. And then we're going to go 1 over, and we're going to go 9 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oopsies. Not. That happens sometimes. So 1 over, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you're having to guess where 1 is over there, not too bad. So this is minus 9. Okay. And then everything is matched up. See, these are on the same horizontal line. It's 1 here, 1 here. These are more or less the same line. And it's 2 spaces and 2 spaces. Right. And I just draw a nice curve. So make sure it's a curve. So it doesn't look like you just took your ruler and connect the points. That would be a bad thing. And there we go. That is the end of video 712 and 713. You're now able to plot. That is not so bad.